not my dog. What the fuck? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? You guys don't hear that? I'm gonna check on him. Give me a second. I'm gonna check on him. What the fuck was that? He's like, oh my god. Did you guys hear that? He was like howling. I've never heard that before. He was like, oh. I found this new babysitter. Like, this is the very first time I used a babysitter, used this particular babysitter. She had really good credentials and everything. And the reason why I didn't take him to a normal daycare, he does not have his vaccines up to date. Daycare needed him to have the kennel cough vaccination up to date. I tried to book a vet appointment a week and a half ago, but literally the earliest time that the vet could take me in, it was September 4th was the earliest that the vet could take dad in for his shots. And I didn't have that time, so I had to get like a personal babysitter. It was very expensive, by the way, and I don't know what the fuck she and her husband did, but when he came back, he was so spoiled. She did way too good of a job. When I fucking got this guy back, like, basically the babysitter took care of him from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I was tired. I'm gonna go head to bed. I pet him, I cuddled him, and I was like, all right, it's sleep time. He gets to sleep on my bed. It's not like I kicked him off my bed. But then when I got in bed, he like jumped on the bed and he looked at the door and then started crying. Like, he started whining. He's like, oh, oh. Like, I never heard that sound before. And he's like, oh, oh, oh. And he wasn't even looking at me. He was looking outside the door. And then he like jumped down the bed and walked like the outside door, and he was like, oh, oh. And then he walked back into my room. I fell asleep once. The first time I fell back asleep, he woke me up because he started barking. He started barking like, ah, rah, 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 rah. What do you want? Gets down and then walks out of my room, and I just heard like the pitter patter of his like feet on the wooden floor. He's just walking around the floor. He went back to my bed and then stopped barking, and he did this 6 to 7 times. I closed the door and then he woke me up and started barking at the door. I was like, ah, open the door, ah! And I was like, what? Oh. Usually when I head to sleep, he goes to sleep instantly with me. This time he wouldn't stop. I tried to ignore him, but then it was also really late at night. Oh my god. I couldn't take it anymore. He woke me up so many times. At 8 a.m. he was like, now it's time to walk me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, he usually never demands this from me. I was so surprised. Usually he would never demand walkies or food or feeding time. Like, he and I have an understanding where, like, I'm very busy. So he and we have an understanding where he would get walkies and food around 8 to 10 a.m. Like, those were the hours. He would never demand what time the walkies and foods are. He would sleep with me until it was time for me to get up. And I was like, it's walking time. It's feeding time. He would be going by my schedule, not by his own. And today, This morning, he demanded that I walk him and feed him at 8 a.m. He was very demanding. And at that point, when I did his walkies right after, he's like, all right, I'm done. I'm okay now. And then he falls asleep right away. I'm so tired. I need a nap. He never woke me up. My alarm woke me up at 12 p.m. He didn't wake me up once. He just was like, all right, sleep time. And then, okay, I showed this photo during the member stream. Now that, let me show you guys the photo. This is basically one of the photos the babysitter sent me of like how fucking spoiled he was. Like, look at this. Like, he's just like, bring me back, bring. By the way, this is right after the member stream. Today, I was like, I had to get food. This is also why I was late. I was finishing up eating my dinner. I ate like extra. I had my first meal at around like 5:40. So the thing is, I went downstairs to pick up my food. I went to open my door to go downstairs, right? And then Dad instantly jumped down from the bed and then went up to the door. And the moment I closed the door, I hear him crying. He's like, oh, oh, oh. Like outside, I hear him outside the door. And I was like, what the fuck? What happened? One day, I leave you alone for one day. Why? Like, what happened in the span of one day? Like, it wasn't even a full night. I heard him while I was waiting at the elevator, and all I could hear was, oh, oh. I was like, why? You know I'm coming back. I'm just getting food. It's not like I'm gone for like 10 hours. I don't hear the crying anymore. I just see him at the door. Like, he was just at the doorstep, just waiting for me. And I was like, what? What happened? Whenever I had to get food at my old apartment, he didn't give a fuck. He did not care. He just slept. We like, oh, she's out to get food. Let me stay in my fucking bed and sleep. And then when I have the food, he's just like, oh, there's her food. Let me keep on sleeping. But anyway, so I made like a comparison. Dad is like the lonely housewife with her wine. I am the overworked husband that's just trying to make money for us to survive. And the babysitter is the pool boy. Please, I'm just trying to work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm just trying to work so that you can have food on the table. I'm trying. You need to let me sleep if you want me to keep working. Oh, that's the life update for him. Yeah, so like, I'm definitely not gonna use this babysitter very often now. After this fucker gets his kennel cough vaccine, I'm fucking sticking him to the daycare if I need somebody to look after him. Like, I'm putting him in the doggy daycare. It's cheaper